Hey everybody, this is Grif otaged here, and today we are doing a Trials Evolution tutorial on how to build a boat. This is my first time doing a commentary and a tutorial, so bear with me if it kind of, I guess, sucks a little bit, but... So what we want to do is go to Track Central as usual, and then load up the Pro Editor. Now, we're building a boat, so we need to find a decent amount of water to work with, so... I'm going to go all the way over here to where the harbor is. Way over here. This is going to be kind of a long tutorial-ish, maybe, depending on... It's a little bit complex, but once you build it, it's kind of like, oh, that was kind of easy. So, let's fast forward this part. Alright, so first we need to place down the track line, whatever it's called. So just make it like, because we're not going to be using this line at all, but just make it straight so that when we snap and rotate our pieces, it's kind of, you know, it stays good. So now first what you're going to want to do is build, build your boat. Make it out of whatever you need to, like, depending on how big it is and how, you know, like, large you want it to be. I already have a little boat pre-made, and let's go ahead and just refer to it as the model. So this is my boat that I made for this tutorial. Just a little simple thing. It's all glued together, and it has physics enabled. Let's just stick it down here. Now we test the physics here. Make sure it floats. So make sure it floats. If it's a little bit below the water, like in there, kind of when it's floating, don't worry, we can fix that. But this right here floats pretty well. So once you have your boat made, go to Track Settings, Game Mode Settings. Game type, we can leave that as trials for the time being. Now your game character, change that to a custom object, and select game character. And then you're gonna want to pick like a centralized point on your boat. Like for me, this pipe right here is kind of this like center of my boat, so I'll just have that be the game character. Now see, when we grab this, it grabs the camera too, so that's what you want to make sure that when you pick it up, it grabs the camera there too. So next we need to reposition the camera. So just hold down the left bumper and drag this around here towards the back. Sorry for the camera junkiness here. Click it again. Move camera. You want to get it probably like this is probably good enough. If you want to change the camera settings, you can, but like saturation, you can change that, I guess, if you want. I mean, to me that looks a lot better than the normal game, but you can play with those, turning on however you want your boat to look, the screen. So now that that's done, let's just test it to make sure that that's working. Now you notice we need to establish the boat controls. It's not as easy as just assigning the left trigger to make it go. We have to, because it's using the physics system, we have to have it use physics to move. So let's go to common, go to common, and then go here to physics, and then directional force. So first we want to be able to make this boat move forward, so set it up like that, and then the force, set it to, let's try 1,400 for now. local, that should be good. Now then, because this is thrust, we're going to want to put this in the front, I think. I'm pretty sure we want to. So get it centered and nice here, up here on the front. Make it stick out the top like a little bit so you can still select it. Now then, select that you placed, and then change the force. So we created a new copy of that same directional force, but this time we're changing it down to 200. So this is going to allow us to tone, and make sure that you have the inverted setting off. Now rotate this so it faces, that would be the right idea, no, the left. Make it stick out the side like that, and copy that again, except rotate it so it faces that way. Now then, so what we did here was we made our forward thrust to tone, and then we made the ability to tone right and then left. So now let's get our backwards movement. Backwards isn't a big deal to me, but we're gonna want to do it anyways. I'll just put this in the back here. Maybe fix the camera here. We'll just place that like that, I guess. Now this is where we set up the boat. Well, no, first we need to go to area selector, select all of that, and then glue them together. And as you can see, it flips out, so we have to disable these. So select all four, excuse me, of your directional forces and disable them. There, now the boat should just stay stationary like that. So next, this is where we assign excuse me, this is where we assign the boat controls. So go over to triggers and events, and first let's get make a state event and just stick that off to the side, and now grab your controller, triggers, and buttons tab. So first, let's get our gas. Let's turn this one on, create a copy of it, and change it to off. Now then, I'm just gonna move these over here so they, whoops, move those over here. So now then, select your controller gas and set the controller to main, state, default. Now then, on down, select on down, and then hit the on state event. So that goes down. So when we hit the gas downward, the state event goes on. Then select your state event, and then select event targets. Then hold left bump, no, you can just hit it. So select your thrust your thrust force, and then let's make sure that this is, we disable it, so that should be good. Now then, on release we want to make it go off, so then select your gas again and go to on release, select your off state event, then select your off state event, and hit select event targets, and then select your gas, your forward force again. So then that should give us our gas, and then let's test that. Hopefully this works. Alright, there. Now we can go forward. So now let's get our backwards. So we're going to repeat the same process we pretty much did here with the gas to everything on here. So triggers, events, controller, brake. Let's make a state event. Copy 2 of those. Make one of them on. That right there. On, down. On. Select your on state event. Select event target. Select your backwards. Then select this again. Go to on release. Off. State event off, and then hit select event target again, and then select the backwards thrust again. Now let's test our backwards, see if that works. It might be a little bit too strong, but we can easily adjust those. Yeah, that's a little bit too powerful because then this thing will flip, as you can see. But we can adjust. You can adjust the power of the forces as whatever you want them to be. So now we need our left and right. So we're going to want, I think, our left stick. So get a left stick right and get a left stick left. Let me put these closer up here. I kind of have this spread out, so it's going to look a little bit cluttered, but you should be able to follow this. So we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to get a state event. If I can find it. There it is. Got one of those. Just make 4 of these. So, and then select. I'm going to select those 2. Have them be on. So make our boat go left, on down, we want it to go on, and then on release, off, on, select event target, left, off, select event target, left thrust. Repeat the same thing with this. On down, on release, off. I think we can then just select both of these and then hit event target, and then it should automatically assign. Yep, it automatically assigns both of those things. Now we have our forward, backwards, left and right. Let's test that. There we go. We can tone left and right sort of. It's not super effective, and it's kind of, it's a derpy boat. That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, here we have our boat that's cruising around now. This isn't really tuned to the best, like the 4 settings, but it works. The camera, I'm not exactly sure how we can change the way, because you know, you can tell that it doesn't tone with the boat, I guess you could say. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but maybe I'll find out. But yeah, so that's pretty much how you make a boat in Trials Evolution. The best I can tell you is that if you want it different, just play around with whatever your boat model is. Change the settings. If you want a more, like, be able to tone more, I guess place more of these like that to make it so you can tone a little bit quicker and faster. But so yeah, that's a basic tutorial on how to create a boat in Trials Evolution. Subscribe if you like this video. It helps us know that there's people who actually, you know, watch us.